Hello, I'm Steve Millies, the fourth director of the Bernardin Center, and as a member of the CTU faculty, I'm Associate Professor of Public Theology. I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce the Bernardin Center to you, and public theology is where I want to begin. We read in the Acts of the Apostles about St. Paul's encounter with the Athenian philosophers, telling them about the Christian faith. This touchstone moment marks the beginning of Christian public theology, taking the gospel to the world. In the 20th century, there were very few public theologians more influential than Cardinal Joseph Bernardin of Chicago. Since 1997, the Bernardin Center at Catholic Theological Union has taken up the challenge Cardinal Bernardin gave us when he gave his blessing to this center shortly before he died, to continue his legacy and ecclesial vision, both of which are rooted in the teachings of the Second Vatican Council. Catholic Theological Union was founded in Chicago under the inspiration of Vatican II to train women and men to minister to the world much as St. Paul spoke to the Athenian audience. Every CTU graduate will face the task St. Paul faced, to make the gospel known in a world where it is unfamiliar and even strange. The Bernardin Center is here to prepare CTU students to be public theologians. But as much as that's true, the Bernardin Center also is here as a ministry of CTU to the world, through dialogue and reconciliation, accompaniment and encounter. We bear witness to the gospel everywhere and with everyone. A program in Catholic Jewish studies has been a part of CTU since our doors were opened in 1968, and that long-standing program continues in the Bernardin Center today. In 2000, CTU created a program in Catholic Muslim studies that joined our interreligious outreach. Apart from bearing witness to Cardinal Bernardin's own commitment to interfaith encounters, these programs are a way for CTU students to encounter and learn from other faiths, whether their future is to minister in the United States or somewhere else in the world. Every CTU student will meet and will need to understand people of other faiths. The same commitment to dialogue is why we continue Cardinal Bernardin's Catholic Common Ground initiative to promote dialogue in our church, because our divisions have become so profound. CTU students will face a church filled with differences and divisions. Being bridge builders will be an essential skill no matter where their ministries take them. Since 2004, the Bernardin Center has been home to Catholics on Call, a vocations discernment program that has been a pipeline feeding students into CTU's degree programs. Many of our Catholics on Call alumni have gone on to be Bernardin scholars, scholarship recipients who fulfill their formation requirement by learning about Cardinal Bernardin and his legacy. They continue his ministry in theirs. Last summer, I met briefly with CTU's Father Don Sr. Don brought the Bernardin Center to CTU in 1997, and we were talking about some of the important milestone 25th anniversaries coming up for the Bernardin Center. I'd like to tell you something Don told me because it's important for you to understand what this center represents. Don said, "The Bernardin Center isn't just another thing that CTU does. The Bernardin Center is central to what CTU is, and it is essential for CTU's future." I can't say it any better than Don Sr. To help our students become effective ministers in this challenging and changing world, we need to bring the world to them. And we do that with a very full schedule of programming that also connects CTU to our alumni, friends, and benefactors, and which brings us new audiences and new partnerships. Let me encourage you to learn more about what we're doing by subscribing to our monthly newsletter as those who serve. And you can find it by going to CTU/FreePass and then filling out the form and being sure to check under mailing list, Bernardin Center News. When you do that, you'll learn how you can join us while we bring CTU's bold and faithful message to the world, preparing our students to be ministers and disciples of the gospel wherever they go and with whomever they meet. Please feel free to be in touch with me anytime with your questions or thoughts about the Bernardin Center. Thank you for your attention to this short presentation, and thank you for the support that you give to CTU.